Well, safety first from Pakistan. No wickets lost in the first 10 overs against Namibia. But as we saw in the afternoon game, not the easiest surface perhaps to bat on. And whether or not some dew is going to set in, that will also determine how hard they possibly go in the last 10 overs to give their bowlers a bit of insurance. Babar Azam has looked fluent as always. If anything, it's Mohammad Rizwan who's maybe just looked a little bit tentative at times. Here on Cricbuzz Comm Box, let's assess Pakistan's effort till this point. I'm in the company of Joy Bhattacharjya. Joy, certainly more conservative than colossal, at least for now.
And I don't think it's a great idea the way they played it. Uh, they've been safe. I think they played safe. There was one LBW which Rizwan got away with because it was just fractionally outside leg stump. But look, that's the point. This is not an easy pitch to bat on, and all the bowlers are getting a little bit of movement. That's why they've dropped the spinner, went in for the extra seamer. This is not going to be an easy surface to bat on. Having said that, I think they'll do much better in the second half because whatever little swing it is will wear out a bit. And but they really need to do something about it because a run rate of less than 6 in the first 10 overs is not something that Pakistan will enjoy, even though they have all the wickets in hand.
And also someone like an Asif Ali who has been hitting a few big sixes. He's designated to come later on in the innings. He's not someone who they'll say, pad up, we'll send you in at number 3 to up the run rate, because that's not his role.
Yeah, they'll have to figure out. And I think that's what it is. It really depends on Babar Azam because of the two, he's still looking fluent. I mean, really, Rizwan is struggling with his timing. 16 on 25 just does not tell you what a great player he is. And he is a fantastic player. But this is, I mean, Fakhar Zaman can play. I think Hafiz, Shoaib Malik also may be able to use these conditions well. But again, wickets go down, 2-3 wickets go down together. That's not going to help them either. So I think somewhere they have to, again, what we talked about, assessing the surface. Is 140 a good total in the surface? And say, we're going to try and get 140. If after that we get to 160, it's great. But 140 is okay with us. We live with 140. Our bowlers will live with that.
Yeah, they will be having a long chat at the drinks break about exactly what that assessment is going to be like. But let's go back to the start of the innings. Ruben Trumpelman, this will have been his biggest test. Playing against two aggressive, top-class players like Rizwan and Babar Azam, and coming out with a maiden to start with, and then just a couple of runs in his second over. He'd be most proud of his achievement, as will in general most of the attack. There's nobody even in double figures.
There's nobody in double figures. Just 5 fours have been hit right now. That just tells you about the kind of drought they have. And this is, again, I mean, they've given away about 7-8 extra runs in the field of misfields. So that total could have so easily been 52 or 53. But the bowling has been absolutely top class. Remember, Lofton, if Lofton gets hit, they've already got another bowler out there. So they've just got 2 more overs to get through off the 5th bowler. And I think the rest of them, Trumpelman's to come back, Weez's to come back. It's not going to be so easy to bowl to these guys in the second half of the innings. But because Pakistan will get a move on now. But it's still been a very, very, very creditable performance so far.
Now, we've seen a lot of big teams who slot their bowlers into the slots they like. Chris Wokes, unless there's someone like Taimal Mills going off, will definitely not bowl at the death. Certain bowlers will, certain bowlers won't. But for someone like Namibia, which is work in progress, where do you see them slotting in a Trumpelman now? He's bowled 2 outstanding opening overs. The last thing you want is for him to finish with 4 overs for 39 with after that start like that.
I'd actually bring back Trumpelman now because, they're going to try and hit. They have to try and hit now. Bring back Trumpelman, see if you can do wickets. And Trumpelman traditionally is not a bowler who bowls very well at the death. They're Vees for that. Vees is a very experienced campaign in these situations. And I think they should just use Trumpelman, see if they can get a couple of wickets, see if they can get something out of it. Because at some point in time, Pakistan will have to start taking risks. And 9 times out of 10, given the kind of quality batsmen they are, they will come off. But just in case they don't, you get a couple of wickets and things can change.
Well, that's the bowling order. Before we wrap up here, Joy, do you see a change in the batting order? Fakhar Zaman certainly is an accelerator. He'll come in next. But beyond that, do you see them maybe trying to get an Asif Ali to further his form at a position he's not familiar with?
I think they will. I think they will because they will tell themselves, throw in Asif Ali, let him hit. If he works, he works. He doesn't, we go back to our normal batting order. Just let's get a pinch hitter in because this is not a total they'll be totally comfortable with. It doesn't matter who's chasing. as you said, suppose there's dew in the second half. What happens? They can't grip the ball properly. So I think Pakistan has to get at least at 135, 140 off.
That's certainly the kind of score they'll target. Already seen a boundary fairly soon after drinks from Mohammad Rizwan, and that'll be good news for Pakistan against the newcomer Shikongo. So it'll be good to see how Shikongo finishes in his 4 overs. We'll try and assess everything at the end of the 20 overs when we come back. For now, that's all from Cricbuzz Comm Box.